kill there, 2 kills in the round, opening picks, dust to T-side late in the last round of that regulation of the game as a whole comes to mind as well, where he's watching the bottom mid cross and he takes that Opper's duel and wins it clean. Moments from him, and we'll see if he can pull that off moving forward as we hop into Ancient Game. It is the map picking up, so they will start on the T side. We'll see how Woody the Op IGL of ODDIK can contend. Estia Noctisy, also an Op IGL, but it's a B or an A run, excuse me, for the ODDIK players. As 3 players gather through A main, 1 for utility outside of A, and another 1 watching for the flank. Now utility going through. CT and Temple will both be, actually no, it's going to be a CT and a Donut Smoke coming through. Molotov for Davideus will stall out the push and allow time for rotations. He'll cross over, more utility going high. Buying time as 4 players now arrive on the A site for Red Canids. ODDIK could fall away from this, and they're starting to think about the possibility of it. But now they send 1 forward. That's Togs backing away. And the P250 raid boss still yet to find an opening. Same could be said for the USPs. ODDIK are still sticking around and finally get the opener. It's Henny to fall first.
ODDIK are waiting for Red Canids to activate that late flank. You know, if all 5 come out of the choke point, then theoretically you could go for that fast flank. It happens often in pistol rounds too. But of course, Red Canids aren't falling for the bait. In fact, Cold Zero is a bit of an insurance policy all the way up Cat. And even trades thus far. Henny falls, as does Togs. Venom Zero gets the spot in middle. Ollie will keep red doors open and safe. He said, we'll cross up Cat and now go towards Cave. Cold Zero is here, as I mentioned, tucked in the corner, but the USP at close range is a struggle bus versus the Glock. Davideus will get 1 onto Woody in the meanwhile, keeping things even, but the bomb has finally made its way onto an empty bomb side. Davideus on this flank, not watched for, not respected. He finds 1 and is gushed, but he's done more damage onto a second as well. Combining with his teammate, he'll find nothing more. It's Night Day instead to find a double and a gush onto Venom Zera as well. This round could have gone one way or the other to the bitter end. It's now Venom Zera to answer the call. 28 HP and 2 players to worry about. The first on site is lit. He's finished off. Good kill for the first, but is there a kit in play? It does not seem like it. So Night Day should have an easy job of closing this one off. Pulls Venom Zera off the bomb. Time is of the essence, and while Venom Zera will get the kill, he won't get the round. Again, the lack of a kit coming to bite this defense.
Lack of diffused kits, always something to keep an eye on, and how many times teams lose rounds because of it. A technical pause already initiated off the back of the pistol round, which is going to be interesting to see how long this one takes to conclude, but it doesn't leave us with much to talk about and discuss because it's just the opening pistol. It's not going to be a long one, though. It's going to be a pretty quick one, is what we're being told, so that's a good sign. However, Nate, pistol round win, always a good sign.
Pistol round win, always a good sign. I like the move and the slowdown from ODDIK. They had an interesting read in mind, and while Red Canids did not take the bait, they didn't wait too long either. They slowed down, and when they realized that nothing was going to come of this bide your time, they made a switch. They used their utility, and they still had plenty of time left on the clock by the time the bomb went down. A little bit worried about the fact that Davideus was able to flank so quickly without being contested. He found the bomb planter right as the bomb was planted. But in the end, Night Day as an individual really comes alive, finding that double and cements the round in favor of ODDIK. A good start for them. Again, we're worried they might come in a little bit slow, a little bit less than ready. But it looks like they are ready and eager to close this one out.
And I'm sure they're eager to qualify for a challenger level LAN as well. We'll get to the international stage. You know, it's just up the equator a little bit in Atlanta, Georgia, but it's a nice opportunity for all the teams that qualify for the challenger level events to play some teams that are maybe towards the middle of the pack internationally as well, because the challenger events do have a bit of a mix complexity often found in challenger events. I know M80 is the local hero for this event as well, and I want to say NIP also in this challenger event. So it's an interesting team list. There's some mixes between teams that are coming out of the woodwork and trying to make their move internationally to teams that have been more established at the pro league major levels that have been consistent towards the top end of the international scene. And I think for ODDIK, they haven't really had too many of those opportunities. Now, players like Woody have made the jump before, but the bulk of this ODDIK roster has not had the international experience, the likes of Red Canids, which, I mean, you look at a couple of names in particular, one especially who has a major MVP, the experience definitely does favor the Red Canids. But when you're looking at ODDIK, they're hungry, they want the win, they want the trip, they want to make a splash at ESL Challenger Atlanta.
Yes, they do. We're back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. Buy for ODDIK is mostly rifles, one of them being a Galil and 2 MAC-10s. Red Canids going to go for a full save. Want to get rifles out in hand as soon as possible. So it's just USPs. Don't count them out. No. These weapons can really find success. We saw them have success for Bestia in the prior series, and we've seen them find tremendous damage yesterday as well. ODDIK slowing down, looking for information, looking for someone getting aggressive. Unfortunately for them, no one really is. 5 stack towards B, 1 spotting mid, and a quad stack over towards long, as the USPs want to use the numbers to their advantage. Aids will finally come through towards B. Smoke off the boost. Plant should go down here momentarily.
Plant is going down. And no contact has been made. 5 alive, no damage until that spray comes through. Cold Zera tag down to 66 HP. All 5 Red Canids players over towards CT. And now that is a nice easy opener for Nithon as he gets the dink and goes to Henny. Dogs also taking some damage, struggling to find the kills there, 1 for 1, as the defense now is making inroads on an offensive here. Matios, another lockdown from Cave, will double up as David Deus will strike on the Woody. It's bailout time for Matios and Naite, excuse me. And Naite will keep Matios alive after that messy duel up on Cat. Not for long as Matios goes down to the bomb. No gun save for David. But ODDIK, a very costly round victory, especially considering it was just USPs for the Red Canids. And the bomb was down very early on. No contention whatsoever. Just the quad stack over towards long, or towards short or long, excuse me, and that is one which ODDIK might come back to root.
Probably will come back to root. Gave extra cash over to Red Canids. Actually contemplated buying off, as you saw. He had shot out for a brief time. Was resold. They decided to go against it for rifles utility. I can respect that call. But I don't think the op would have been possible without the kills coming through. ODDIK have to invest everything that they gained from that last round into this one. I think they only want a bit of extra cash in the bank. AKs across the board versus 4 M4s and the FAMAS. There is a kit as well for Red Canids, although their utility has been mostly used at this stage. Only 2 smokes remaining. Make that 1. ODDIK haven't committed anywhere, but they are heavily leaning towards B.
The bomb is still in that vicinity as well. They do have Togs lurking around outside A, but Red Canids are playing a very disciplined defense right now. They're not over-aggressing. They're not over-peeking. In fact, they're not really peeking at all. They're just sitting here, waiting, hoping. And they're in good defensive position. They don't really need to overextend. The utility is running dry on both sides, though. A flash and a nade for the T's, a flash and a smoke for the CTs. Navideus, the lineup time! He's got, actually, a team kill helps him out for the first. And Naite down and punished, not only with the team kill, but by his opposition. That should spell the end of the round, though. An ODDIK will probably save the AKs here, as there's nothing left for them, really, in this round. Red Canids' first gun round is going to go on the board for them.
First gun run on the board, and it's found simply because they don't probe for information. They just use your utility, measure it out, that all the correct angles are smoked off. Without any spams connecting, ODDIK finding nothing in the round. Some chip here and there. Go for some duels. ODDIK, they can't just hope that the spam connects. Lackluster end to that round. Case Locks will get himself in Tech 9. Night Day will get himself a Galil. Red Canids will get 2 AKs for their trouble in that round prior. And now a full belt of utility across the board for round number 4.
ODDIK would like to get something back on the board here fast. But their lack of utility does speak as a major problem. 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. All they have is a flash. Mattheos already taken down. He'll probably toss that AK over. Although Nithon's aggressing, this could cost Red Canids the opening. Oh no, it's got a good peek around the smoke that actually works for Nithon. And a well-timed angle, well-timed push pays off for the Red Canids with the opener. Gun recoverable, however. What can ODDIK do to get back into this round? Get only one flashbang. It's going to have to be perfect. Red Canids don't have much utility either, but the fact of the matter is the lack of utility on the T side, incredibly difficult take upcoming.
Very difficult. It's going to be by raw aim alone. That flash is going to have to be thrown perfectly. Don't want any real chance it inroads into B, especially now that a third has rotated in. Henny is here. coldzera and Nithon doubled up towards long as well. Flash goes over, doesn't blind anyone. Henny swings one, coldzera a second. Dogs finally drops Nithon. With only 2 remaining versus 4, and the bomb not going to get planted, this round is over sooner rather than later. coldzera 3 with the FAMAS to get himself on the board. He gets an upgrade, he prevents a bomb plant, and he gives Red Canids the momentum in the early goings of this first map. They're going to have full rifles. They're going to build their economy slowly yet surely. ODDIK, in the meanwhile, are left with nothing. A full save probably going to come through.
And ODDIK are also the ones looking rather flat. Uninspired is a term we use often to describe a T side when it looks as one-dimensional as ODDIK does right now, and there's not really much. Even the pistol round required a little bit of craziness. The second round, definitely almost a little bit of luck after the stack almost worked. And coldzera goes with a flash from VenomZeta. Get the open. Now more sprays coming in from the veteran. He'll have to get very lucky to get out of there alive. VenomZeta comes in to clean up 3 late. But Woody did knock down coldzera in the interim. Mattheos might, if he had the bomb, he could get a bomb. But at least he has a chance for another kill. Damage economically is the name of the game right now for him. And he's going to take his time to work around. Has plenty of it to work with. I do like this call. Might even be able to catch Henny here over on Snake. Would be a good pickup. Either way, there's a sure trade coming through. Maybe not. Actually, VenomZeta's not going to peek this. He's going to sit on the bomb. Smoke down for Mattheos. Very difficult situation to clutch this up again, but he's made this winnable in a sense with only 2 to find and a decent amount of time still available to him.
Yes, he has. These two are still relatively separated as well. The issue is his smoke didn't go far enough. He wanted it to go bounce past the door into Jaguar. He could try to test for that bomb, maybe peek into VenomZeta. Now that they grouped up, he's cutting ties. 3 kills, though. He's very solid, all things considered. The save of the M4 is a little bit interesting to me. He only has 2,600 in the bank.
I agree.
I'd rather him just fall and get an AK, but maybe the loss bonus isn't as much as I'm thinking it is. 3-2, though. Red Canids are going to take the lead after their fumble in the pistol. Yeah, Mattheos will get full buy here. I guess that makes sense. The loss bonus isn't maxed out. But pressure mounting. If they don't find this, it'll be 4 and then probably 5 for Red Canids. And again, they'll slowly build that CT economy.
Nade goes out, but Ace takes a lot of damage out in the middle, though wins the double spray down duel against VenomZeta and Davideus. Tog's flash helps out for the first, but Ace just plugging away for the other one. Night Day will take out Nithon as well. Explosive start for ODDIK. coldzera double up from Cave, but it becomes his tomb as the bomb gets planted here by Togs. leaving Henny to save his op, and about 40 seconds until the next round begins. It's a tie ball game at 3 apiece. Henny has nothing to do with this round and wants nothing further to do with this round. Just what ODDIK needed to get back in the wheelhouse and get back in action. A big double opener out middle. Case Locks putting in some heavy lifting, sparking ODDIK.
Heavy lifting, changing up the pace. That's what I wanted to see. Something more aggressive, something that forces the issue. And while it was a little bit risky going out alone, the flash support was solid. Of course, that double, huge. Henny, he's gotten his op in hand, but he hasn't really had a chance to showcase any potential openings with it. He won't be crunched upon. He'll survive with that weapon in hand. Buy should be pretty solid for the red Canids as well. And he dropping one. Rifles being purchased up on the rest. They have a kit. They have utility. Tactical timeout used by red Canids. They were clearly caught with their pants down. Not expecting that one to find a way to counter.
The only thing is that probably won't work a second time here for ODDIK. At least not right away. It's always good every once in a while, but making that work consistently, getting a double entry out middle consistently is not something you can rely on. Op is still in hand for Henny. They have to know it is. And a heavy B lead coming out of the gates early for ODDIK here. Good preemptive smoke from Mathios, but he does eat a little bit of nade damage. Coldzera flamed back as Night will go for a fight and lose that. Just a little bit of damage onto Henny. Dogs is thinking about going forward through the smoke, but he will have to think better with spray damage by Nithon, forcing Togs back a little bit further behind the wall of smoke. The team with the opening pick has tended to win the rounds, as is the case. Pretty strict so far. That spray outlining Nithon, a little unlucky for Mathios, although he doesn't know what he just missed. Lots of time to work with for ODDIK. But these slower paced rounds just don't seem to have the same sort of effect as the faster ones did for them. It's hard to have a fast-paced T-side against rifles and utility. Venom's Zeta only has this piece of utility for Red Canids, though, only just the smoke. It's not a lot of utility for the CT side. And a vulnerable economy, too, in the blue. ODDIK have a good opportunity if they can find a way back into this round. But they're making so much noise. Python's ready, and that's a clean opener. And the second, too! Actually, it's Coldzera on the bottom of the boost to do it. And Nithon finally gets something there, but it just destroys the whole entire round. Dry fight into cave. Will they even get one out of this round? Yes! Damage is good. If they can get Henny now, there's a chance for the bomb plant, and actually a chance for the round for Woody.
A lot to ask of the IGL, though, and Henny, not expected around the pillar, gets the kill through the edge of the smoke. They leave it down to the last second. They peek one by one into an angle that's clearly being held by a duo. ODDIK. Yeah, tactical timeout definitely would be useful, but I would have preferred to see the round later when they had a rifle by in hand. Actually, they are going for some sort of investment. Woody has an op. Tech 9 for Ninth. Mathios on a deagle. And they have at least attempted that early duel versus Henny on the B ramp early. Maybe if they can get Woody set up there, he could win the duel, find an opening, but I'm curious to see what their idea is. Maybe an A main play, maybe something towards middle. Regardless, it's going to be a lot of pressure on Woody's shoulders.
Hero up on T side is an interesting call. It is a bold move, Cotton. We'll see if it pays out for him. Tech 9, Deagle, locked in the nade. Op goes up. Smoke blooms right in Woody's face. And so ODDIK are back to the drawing board on this round. Not getting gifted anything easy. Coldzera throws the smoke. Night they could have gone through it. elects not to push, which is probably the right call. Vertigo making a lot of noise up on Cat as well. In comes a push from Venomzera, and the Tech-9 wins that duel at mid-range. Good early start for Nightday. Gun unrecoverable, and Nightday does take a lot of damage, but he tosses that Tech-9 over to Tugs. Unfortunately, he can't swap over the armor. But an opening pick for ODDIK off the back of the timeout, and this weird investment might lead into something more. It's just going to be hard to unseat coldzera, who's been an absolute monster anchoring sites.
Yes, it is. I think going forward, even if they lose this round, ODDIK are probably going to put Woody on a Mac 10 and let him entry, go for something fast towards A, perhaps. Either way, they're going to choose the boost again. This time it's Nithon. ODDIK has an MP9. He'll survive, but he takes about half damage. coldzera finally undoes Nightday, trying to push in towards Cave. Avideos is tagged down quite low, though, and so is Henny. coldzera is going to be tested in towards Cave. He's tucked into the corner. Just have a bit of a crossfire, and Henny to support now. No smokes really seals ODDIK's fate. 20 seconds left. Woody will cross into the site and miss his opportunity. Down to next to nothing. Finished off. coldzera finds the final. 5-3. And only one kill to show for it. Not even a bomb plant. ODDIK. A long-winded round and not much found.
Yeah, very overzealous investment too, getting the op on Woody. It doesn't really do anything but some chip damage. And so he's going to be on a Tech-9, not even on a Mac 10, Nate. Has utility behind it. A lot of it. Question remains. What is ODDIK's plan on this T side? And it's an aggressive mid play. Lots of flashes in. Vertigo gets 2. Venomzera actually the guilty party of the assist on David's eventual trade frag. But Red Canids are really locking down the CT side, which is historically they're weaker on this map as well, with a 42.1% win rate on the defense on Ancient. Absolutely abysmal numbers. But it's working wonderful for them, and Henny's going to get Nightday just trying to jiggle peek out of Donut. Red Canids are locked in, ready to go. ODDIK, besides the pistol round, have struggled significantly, and even their 2 non-pistol round victories have come at quite a cost. Very scrappy. And while Woody sprays away with that AK, I think Henny might try to put him to bed and will be successful with that. Venomzera does fall, but 2 casualties. Your op gets 3 kills. Red Canids get 6 on the CT side at a bare minimum. They are looking very strong on the map pick of ODDIK, with this T side where Red Canids love to play coming up for the second half. Things are looking up for the challengers.
Yes, it is. Keep in mind as well, this half was 8-4 for ODDIK in yesterday's matchup. Very different. That was a bit of a team Molotov there. Accidental, but it's fine. Won't be seized upon. They will walk out middle slowly. Got my Venomzera just looming the smoke with a nade. Easy pair on the case logs in Nightday. No one from ODDIK has been able to really get their feet off the ground. They all have some decent impact, barring case locks, who's only found those double entry in towards middle. No one's taking over, which is very unfortunate. coldzera holding Caves is overwhelmed. Timing not in his favor, and a dink on the Nithon gives an opportunity to Togs. He won't miss that one. Venomzera trying to maintain back sight control. Will press forward successfully. Spam from Davideos, also quite solid. Dragging down Woody slightly further. 3 versus 3, still definitely doable for a retake, especially when you consider the utility on the belt of Red Canids. And Henny through the smoke drops Woody. Player on site now burns as the Molotov spreads. The second for the op. The last alive has a Tech-9, and he's good for 1 on the swing. But there's too many angles for him to worry about. Venomzera is the final nail in the coffin. They were close on the by. Close isn't good enough. Red Canids get a 7th, guarantee themselves an advantage following this first half. And as you mentioned, they're on their less solid side of Ancient.
And they forced a second time out of ODDIK as well, who I believe are feeling the pressure as evidenced by this necessity. But again, aside from the pistol round, that second round that they barely scraped away with, despite getting the bomb down 5v5 against USPs and only USPs, ODDIK have found it very difficult to get anything going. Their only gun round win was a double entry middle by K-Slox very early in the round, and then trading out Cold Zero, who got a 2-for-1 on the B site that still could have turned everything wrong. It has not been a convincing T-set from ODDIK, quite the contrary. And Henny's op, when it has been tested, has been very good.
Yeah, it hasn't had any critical misses. It just cleaned up rounds. It got, what, 2 or 3 in that post play, that retake?
Mm-hmm. Got 2 last round, 3 in the round prior.
Only seconded by Cold Zero, who has 10 kills. WDIK and Venom Zero right on his heels as well at 8. Python's now at 6 with the opening on the Matios. That was over towards the B ramp. Matios fighting alone. That's a crazy fight to take on your lonesome. WDIK spamming the donut smoke, finds 1. Tags the second, sends the ninth, attacking. Has the makings of an 8th, even a 9th for Red Canids at this point. It's been so convincing. And he heads ninth day in middle. Quite the jaw dropper as we swapped to it. 2 remaining. Woody is sitting, waiting, hoping for someone to peek red room / doors. Hogs drops Nithon, albeit at a hefty cost of HP. That's it. Uncharacteristic in this matchup, but he still has the 5-7, and he won't falter with that weapon. Last alive is Togs, caught by WDIK in towards Donut. ODDIK, slow, disparate, separated. The individuals are trying to take fights, and the individuals are simply not up to the task.
No, they're not. Every single individual on Red Canids is hitting everything. And despite the pistol round showing promise for ODDIK, since then, the individuals of Red Canids significantly more aware, more awake, and more accurate. Better reads, better risk versus reward as well from the Red Canids players. They're not overextending on fights. They're not taking peaks that they necessarily shouldn't. They're not putting themselves in low percentage situations. It's been a very disciplined one, and Woody's going to burn alive down to half HP. Cold Zera's going to hear that. Ninth, they will open things up. A good little spam through the wall will take out Nithon. That's nothing Nithon can really do there. I'm not sure how I feel about Cold Zera holding a smoke in this position. He's very easy to overrun here. Venoms that are also getting chunked by more spam through.
That's what they've been relying on. They've been spamming that almost every single round. Finally connecting in this final round of the half. Zero will throw his smoke off contact. Bide his time. Matios, though, finishes off Venom Zera. Now Cold Zera will be tested in towards game. He's known to be here. He only gets 1. The transfer not stalled enough. Penny popping the smoke for himself. Will not miss on the bomb carrier. Big kill to find on the ninth day. Makes this retake all the more feasible. The smokes will de-bloom. 2 versus 3 is manageable. A tag onto Woody as well. He's down to 1 HP. He might even get tagged again. Finally, bomb goes down, but WDIK sneaks around. The smoke expected to be there for K-Slox. He's caught looking the wrong direction. Woody on 1 will try to fall away, try to get an off angle. He's going to struggle to find much of anything. It's all on Togs. His flank is timely. That might be expected.
Smoke.
And he up, not expecting Togs. ODDIK shows signs of life and secure a 4th. We'll see you after the break.
Want you here every minute of the day.
It started out great for ODDIK. Pistol round and the second. But once the Red Canids got rolling, they were very hard to stop. It's Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the mic for this one. Winner of this game, of this series, I should say, qualifies for ESL Challenger Atlanta. And right now, Red Canids 5 rounds away from taking the map pick of ODDIK with their map pick of Vertigo as map number 2. Be a great time to really come alive with this veteran squad. Lots of experience. Now Togs domed by Venom Zeta. Flash comes in a little late. Does not matter for Venom Zeta. Night Day already through Temple. Rotations coming through, a couple on the flank. One donut flank and one all the way through A main. Case locks one of those double dually raid bosses trying to make his way back in. There is no kit for ODDIK either. Night Day strikes for one with a pair of dualies. Helps a little bit. ODDIK back at the round. But that kill onto Woody, and the second on a Night Day, absolutely ludicrous from Venom Zeta, tapping away with a P250. Time is gone. ODDIK are saving, and Red Canids convert the second half pistol.
Woody should have had Venom Zeta dead to rights. He was not even looking for the flank. He was just falling back after spotting so many players at so many aggressive angles. Yet Venom Zeta not only finds that, he also finds the second. A massive set of kills to find. What looked like maybe ODDIK showing signs of life at the end of that first half is now swiftly taken back away from them as Red Canids take the pistol. And I have a lot of questions. How do this T side of Red Canids get control of A main and Donut without taking contact anywhere? 3 or 4 went up middle, went to Donut, and popped out A without being spotted or challenged by anyone from ODDIK.
That is a very good question, Nate. And one I don't know if ODDIK even have an answer to. That is a critical lapse of judgment for the CT side.
Uncritical. It's like, they want to win this. They have to have that. That's the most basic thing. Whether either full retake with the kit in a spot towards middle. There's only one player on the site ready. Pistols. One set of Kevlar invested. Actually, 2 Sade, I should say. Team David. Managing to make this look relatively clean, but case locks. Pushing A main does get a Galil at the cost of HP. Night Day, not so lucky. Got comes out on this flank, spots one. That's Matios. He had Kevlar. He's trying to save at this point desperately. Should fall. Ooh, okay. Takes down the 10. Old Zera gets the trade. Case locks. Already very far removed from the round, trying to save this Galil for dear life. Red Canids might let him do that as well. But 10-4 is a hefty lead, and it leaves Red Canids at only 3 from closing out this map. It would be a massive turnaround from yesterday's performance.
A massive turnaround from yesterday's performance, and I would say even from their performance against Bestia in the earlier best of 3. This Red Canids looks very confident. They're not hesitating in decisions. No wasted movement, no wasted energy utility. Very crisp, clean, and efficient. And it's very fun to watch how Red Canids are playing right now. As for ODDIK, this gun round is pretty much make or break on this map.
It definitely is, and I want to see, do Red Canids stall like they did earlier versus Bestia? And they lose a player, and they get control, and they don't get a pick. What do? They're going to rest on their haunches and slow down and lose track of time like they did earlier? Or are they going to pace themselves well? Togs, outside of Donut, this will be the first tested as Red Canids are going for a rather quick play towards A. Bomb isn't committing yet, but 3/5 of the squad is. Woody starting things off right for the defense. Togs second. Early A play might have been stalled successfully. It looks like it has been. Old Zera is holding for the flank out B. Fortunately for him, no one is going in that direction. They're all rotating through CT instead. Abadeus and Henny shifting gears now, looking towards B.
Well, Nate, you were wondering whether or not Red Canids would stall out after losing a player or two. They stalled out like somebody driving a manual transmission that's never done it before.
They're grouping up, though. 30 seconds left. It looks like they're actually saving.
They called it. And the spacing on the peaks out A was not there. Yeah, they boosted somebody up. It could have been good. But that boost player needs to peak off of the back of that initial contact. Or the player towards the bottom needs to wait for the boost player to make contact. Or that third player needs to be able to go for a trade for both of them.
First swing fell as the boost was coming through, and there just wasn't time. They didn't have the space they thought they did. He's counting Woody being on the back of site, potentially. Those three will save. 2 Galils and an AK. Less than ideal, but they work. Do some finagling with the economy to get a buy across the board. 3 Galils, 2 AKs. Okay utility. ODDIK, though, the better the buys by far. Full A1Ss with an AK. Good utility. Hit in play for Matios. Only one, but it'll serve its need. Question is again, Red Canids, are you going to stall? Are you going to find inroad? What's the play? Because your economy is about to be reset.
Well, there's a good start for Case Locks. Doubles it up again. 1 by 1. The Red Canids peak. And 1 by 1, they'll fall. Henny trades back another into a 2 versus 3. Venomzetta already out A main, but there's no way Henny could do anything to help him out, and he loses that initial duel against Woody in the first place. So now Henny's going to try to 1v3 ace clutch this out. The odds he commits this and actually gets the bomb down are low. The odds he wins the situation entirely are even lower. Although if he can win he's already spotted. It's over. And he's done. It's a matter of time. Not Togs is contemplating the knife there. He'll put him to bed the easy way. And 2 in a row now for ODDIK on the CT side. No money for Red Canids, and I think a timeout will come forth from them when we move into that next gun round in round 18. That was a lackluster round again from the Red Canids.
Spacing again off, way off. 3 middle should be swinging simultaneously. 1 watching top mid towards doors, 1 watching donut, and 1 watching up top cat. They just go 1 by 1, lose 2.5 before finally getting the trade. Avideo's trying to catch somebody on timing. I like the idea. The Glocks need anything they can work with. Fortunately, the shots just won't land. Woody burns him alive. The remaining 4 outside B. Right, they have control of top snake. Good information. It's going to be a succinct wrap-up. If they can use that smoke to their advantage, maybe snake through towards B main and get crossed into sight. That could hopefully get a bomb plant, but it's wishful thinking, I think, at this stage. 7 to 10. Will allow that CT economy to build even further.
Slow again as we move forward. Blocks drain out. Naite 1. Actually, there's 1 kill for the CT side. Venomzera is able to get Naite on the trade. And so not too shabby for the Glocks. 1 kill is more than you could really expect. But this is where the rubber meets the road again. The AK's back in hand for Red Canids. A good amount of utility for this T side. ODDIK, a lot of money, have not yet gotten an op on Woody, which is interesting to keep a note of. They have a lot of money. They could afford it. No reason to throw away a gun, but the fact that the op has not been required for the CT side yet speaks volumes about how effective ODDIK's riflery has been, or just how poor Red Canids' T side has been so far. But they're going to go fast A here. No messing about here. Out they go. They use 1 opener. Woody sprays for 2. The only comes up with 1. Trade instantly countered as Case Locks goes 1 for 1 with David. Matios, Naite, rotating in. Matios from CT. Sprays down the bomb. Planner Venomzetta. No trade back either as David over top of the smoke. Cannot get the accurate spray down. And now the donut play is also watched for. the bomb out in the middle of the open. Lots of times the Red Canids can play with this, trying to figure out where that second player is coming from, expecting the flank, and a good call that is. Smoke. Shoo, there might be a gap in there for Nithe to exploit. He's going to cross through this. I like the read by David, trying to bait them in. He wins the first duel, and Nithe bides his time. They know where he is. He's out, and Nithe clutches it up. Takes out Henny first. Low HP David next in line. ODDIK clawing back in here and trying to take this one back, claim their map pick. And now the timeout comes out of Red Canids. They're by. Not even a bomb plant there. Will be minimal at best.
Yes, it will. I like the idea from Red Canids going quick, getting trades with a 3v2. And then they dawdled a little bit too long. They tried to plant open. It leaves them open to a spam. Through the smoke, a little bit of luck's all that's required. A bomb planter dropped. That allows time for a donut player to rotate in. A miffed smoke gives Nithe the opportunity to walk out of donut towards back of sight and sets him up well for the 1v2 counter spray. That was Red Canids' most likely round in quite a while. It still falls flat. Again, in no small part due to their own actions. Tech 9's being purchased, a P250 for Nithon, and he's on just a Glock, saving up potentially for his op. He has 2,300 in the bank now. Full rifles once more for ODDIK.
There's a nice start for Case Block as he goes for more, double dipping, looking for the third. Hat trick is denied for now. Henny, dead man walking, very low on health. He's out. Tech 9, no armor. Nithe will finish up Golden Zero. And he'll double up on the Henny as well. Will there be a 3K? Not from Nithe. It will be Matios to get the last. Again, only one kill on the half buy investment by Red Canids. And what is this gun round going to have in store? Because this is where the momentum turns to ODDIK now if they convert this. Again, Red Canids will be struggling for a buy. And ODDIK really starting to find their stride, find their form. Fantastic little bit of individual prowess is coming through too. Yes, they're getting some gift from the base of Red Canids, but they still have to win the duels in the first place. And all the individuals that have been taking these fights are doing a good job, but that's a gift of Venom Zeta. Nithe goes forward, Case Lock's a little bit late, and now through the smoke, Mathis is on 2 HP thanks to the spam. A chance for Red Canids now after the timeout and the round prior to find something back. So much advanced positioning from the CT side. They've abandoned A entirely. All players around mid catwalk or B ramp.
ODDIK might be finally getting too aggressive. We saw them do this a lot yesterday. Now they're doing it again, albeit with a lot more spam coming into their direction. Matios is down to 2. He's tucked in the corner. He has support from Woody. They don't have much utility left. They don't even have a smoke for the doors. Case Locks has it. I don't know if he's going to commit it, though. They still have 50 seconds left. He will. Red Canids, though, still out here. Will that smoke force them to reconsider their options? No. Stick around. I don't see a flank. Gonna wait. Time, though, beginning to become a factor. Woody tucked in. Anti-flash for Matios. Ready for a trade. And we'll throw his out as the smoke fades. Left. Here they come. Venom Zero 1. Case Lock in the second. Any a team kill on the Davideos. Woody will survive as well. 20 seconds left. They will race in towards B. The rotations have come through, though. Case Lock's back through cave is now on site. Molotov, though, will compel him to fight. 15 seconds left. Woody won before falling. Case Lock's, is he expected in the corner? Yes, Henny gets that. Dogs down to 1-2. Ease them crossing, and the spray transfer is exemplary. High enough time for rotations and just play the trading game. Very well done to tie things up, to steal away the momentum, and to bring this to a potential ODDIK victory in the dying embers of this map.
They never gave up. 8-4 in favor of the Red Canids. Pistol round. And the second converted by the Red Canids. A 10-4 scoreline has evaporated in the blink of an eye as ODDIK claw back with 6 in a row when they're looking for 7. Red Canids again taking a timeout where they're not going to have full weaponry. Unless they decide to go for a full investment here. Venom Zeta, he can sell. Get himself a full buy. Probably should at this rate. Yeah, there it goes. AK's on 3, Galil on 1, Mac 10, for Nithon. ODDIK, all players within 1 kill of each other. 12 kills on 4, 1 kill on Togs, or 11 kills on Togs. Incredibly even from them. Red Canids, heavily leaning upon Henny. Venom Zeta, Dodgy Davis, Caldera starting to bring it up, but Togs goes aggressive, and he'll spray down 2, taking a lead now as far as the kill count's concerned, but I don't think the ODDIK players care about that. They want their map back. They're about to grab the lead, their first of this map since the opening pistol round. Nate Henny gets the drop on Ninth as the smoke fades, however, and gives a little bit of room back over to the Red Canids to operate with. They've used all 3 of their timeouts, their last one into this round. One spotted towards Cave. The bomb back outside of B. Time not yet a factor, but soon it will become one. And Venom Zeta facing 2 in Cave, forced back, as it looks to be a BN regardless of the spot for the T side.
Aceloc's already paranoid about middle, falling back. Still, though, 2 will remain on the site, neither in Cave. Mattheos front site, hoping the off angle's novel enough to get 1. There is only 1 approaching from the ramp as well, so this could work out. Henny and Venom Sarah getting control of Caves. Acelox is going for the spot. He'll throw a flash in for info. And there it is. Mattheos is 1 and done. Works. Spam through the smoke on Cave, though, is good for a trade. And, of course, Mattheos being low is also easy pickings. Togs, Woody, left to retake. Both players are low. This is very doable, especially with that nade on Venom Sarah down to 4. That Molly might even steal it. No, he gets just around it. Togs on this flank is wholly on his flank, wholly discounted. He'll find Venom Sarah at last. Henny tucked in the corner, back literally against the wall as he tries to take one of these 2 duels. He'll fail at them both. Togs, a 4K in the round, and ODDIK, the lead, end of round 21.
7 straight rounds for ODDIK. They have forced the timeouts out of Red Canids. And the Red Canids again buying up AKs across the board. But this T side, Nate, showing the worrying signs we saw against Estia earlier. Against a team that has much more individual prowess.
Yes, they're taking goals confidently when they're not playing as a unit and playing scared when they're together. It's the opposite of how it should be. Roasted finally has an off in hand, gets his onto Henny. Acelox as well drops David. There's 2 left. Make that 1. Caldera has to put the team in the backpack. 1v5. He found 1. 4 more is what's required. 2. There we go. Becoming more likely as time goes on, but still very difficult. Back against the wall. Naite will knock him down. 12-10. Map point on ODDIK. This is their map pick, but again, tremendous fortitude required to bring this one back.
Incredible mental fortitude from a team that does not have the international pedigree, the historic pedigree of Red Canids. They just never gave up. Kept taking it 1 round at a time, 1 duel at a time. Togs has popped off in the last few rounds as well. And Red Canids playing scared this round as they're all grouped up together. And they look incredibly trepidatious to take any duels tonight. They flashed in 1, maybe a second. He's going to back up. Here's the footsteps. That will egg him forward. Sprays through. Naite crosses as the smoke re-blooms. And takes up a different angle. Aggression from ODDIK now. Confidence overflowing from the CT side on their map pick. It would be a miraculous return to a lead of 9 rounds in a row to close out this map. It is their pick, sure. But Red Canids are going to their own map pick with a black eye and a broken leg as Naite will shut down David. The spray's coming through. through from Matios, not connecting, but he's still going to stick around. So many T-sided or CT-sided players converging around the entrance, the B doors. For Red Canids, it only seems like delaying the inevitable right now. As they eventually go through, the flash dodge. First entry not even going to go on through. Henny tagged, Nithon bagged, and down falls Henny as well. ODDIK complete the comeback with a flawless round at the end. 9 in a row to take this one. It was 10-4 for Red Canids.
10-4. A monumental lead for the Red Canids. Again, that came with the pistol. They had the wind in their sails. They looked solid.
If they win, they survive. If they lose, they go home. There are no winged hussars on the hill. They must do it all alone.
And there is no solace for second place. There's nothing given. There's no second chance. There's no prize money. This is a qualifier, purely a qualifier with one spot available at ESL Challenger Atlanta. Red Canids on the T side of their map pick. Now, as I mentioned, this is the exact same veto as yesterday. Red Canids started this map off 10-2 yesterday. They eviscerated their opponents. They made it look rather quick and clean. Question is, will ODDIK let it fall so quickly this time, or will they put up more of a fight? On this defense, they have dualies and armor for case locks, a flash for Woody, a smoke for Togs, no kit. They have enough to get it done. The dualies getting spammed through the wall. Venom Zero finds one. Matios a trade, but Davideos keeps things in his team's favor. Togs, though, surprise in the back of the site, combining with Woody. Find 3 kills that go unanswered, and that is a big boon for this defense. They bolstered up the B site, anti-stratted a bit, perhaps. That leaves the veteran of Cold Zera. 1v3. He has no armor, a bit of utility, and a Glock. No bomb to add insult to injury. Must be on the B stairs, stuck not on the map. He is spotted by Naite in towards elevator, holding the cross towards window. Clean pistol for ODDIK, losing 2, but all things considered, very good rebuke of the B site take.
Well, you said they got 2 or technical pause here after the pistol, much like the first map. But Nate, you said it was a 10-2 in favor of the Red Canids on this T side yesterday, right?
Yep.
ODDIK have just set themselves up to best that.
Yep.
Already.
It wasn't a very high bar.
No, but it just goes to show how much that Red Canids success relied upon such a strong T-half yesterday. So it's those little interesting margins that can really come back to bite a team, plus the psychological damage of losing 9 rounds in a row. Now, going back to the last map, Red Canids have lost 10 rounds in a row.
Yep. That's a way to look at it.
It should be 11 here. There should not be anything in this round for Red Canids. A deagle and Glocks. Matios has the MP9. He'll be looking for money. So will Woody. He'll swing on down. Takes a lot of damage. Actually, no kills. Not the damage delivered by ODDIK here. Case block sprays wildly. They're losing all their players. Matios is so far away. Woody's down too. A site's open. They peek the pistols, and they become obliterated.
I've heard maybe 10 dinks come through from Glocks thus far in the round, and only 60% of the CT side have been taken down. It has been death by 1,000 cuts. The cuts have been well placed. Togs slinking out of elevator. Timing doesn't help him there. Zera flashes in his team, and the spray again goes wild. Togs recovers for 1, spots 2 more, gets the spray onto 1, but the Famosa Venom Zera is good for the trade. And Matios, he's in middle, very far removed. He will go for a very late flank. But can he pull it back? They both have rifles now. No bomb plant, and they've made the right read. Third elevator, they race to B. That makes this retake all the more difficult for Matios in the clutch.
Now, the one saving grace is that he's going to save. He's saving.
Yep. Saving grace was they had no armor, but the lack of a kit, and now the complete lack of information because he was so slow. He was sitting in elevator, or not elevator, but top ladder,
Yeah,
very
I don't
far
know
removed.
what that was, that play. Kind of have to gamble at that point. You know they're on Glocks, you might as well double up. Oh no, you have to play a retake 2v2 against Glocks, no armor. I'll take that deal.
Terrorists win.
Bomb goes off. One M4 saved before the CT side. Lost to literal Glocks. The Deagle was useless.
Yep. We lose to Glocks. Glocks.
A tactical pause compelled out early for good reason.
Yeah, that's a very understandable tactical timeout. Maybe, hey guys, next time let's not overstay our welcome and fight pistols when they're grouped up as a death ball.
To be fair, the Glocks really did hit their mark.
Yes, but also they didn't have to overpeak that.
Also equally fair.
Like, you get the information, there's 4 people, 5 people down there, just fall off. Make them come to you. Take a longer range duel.
Tactical pause concludes. It is going to be a force buy for ODDIK, but how much can they really do? 1 MP9 for Mathios, 3 5.7s to complement Scavenged Rifle. Red Canids, they have a Moss and an M4, and buy 3 AKs with good utility. Right when we said ODDIK should have at least their scoreline from the last time they put this map in the bag. It's ripped away from them.
MP9 of Mathios. Very long range duel with that SMG. A very interesting decision. Now utility flies in for Red Canids out middle. They'll begin to work their way around.
Ramp. Utility is slightly early for ODDIK. They're gonna walk in as well. They've rotated most
flash
of this over. That should be huge. A straight walk up the ramp. 5-7, good for 1 for 2 even. Kenny gets a trade, as does Venom Zera, but the M4 from Togs is there to find a kill. He's locked up, rifle recovered. 1 tag on a second, and it's killed through the wall. And we have a scrappy start to a second map as ODDIK flat back to answer the hero Glock victory of Red Canids.
And a hero op here for Red Canids now, going in the hands of Henny. A Tech 9 for Nithon, an AK for Cold Zera. Davideus will go for the Tech as well. And Venom Zera, a Deagle dropped to his possession. This is a pretty strong force buy for Red Canids, considering they have the op and the AK, and a good amount of utility as well. But I think it's safe to say that we are getting into a very scrappy territory. It's not quite full-on force buy wars yet. Needs a little bit longer to solidify. But the opportunity is there. This is a winnable round for Red Canids, especially that op of Henny. Keep an eye on that. Deagle of Venom Zeta can also do some damage. Cold Zeta on the AK as well. Woody spots it. That is the right read. You get the spot, you get the info, and you play with your team. I think they might get a little overzealous, though. Keep an eye on it. It's a great little off angle. The flash is huge, though. They clear him out. He sprays. He's got a lot of damage, but not the kill. That gives a lot of room to work with for the T side.
Does that rifle, though, not recoverable? Pretty sure it should fall off the map there.
I think so.
Red Canids gonna shift gears after that, expecting to have pulled a rotation. Mathios, though, already back on B. He's gonna have to buy a good amount of time, though, all by his lonesome. Rotations to come through to bolster this site. Aids being lined up. There's the volley for headshot. Mathios gonna try to take the duel. Does more damage again, but no kills. Venom Zera down to 13. Togs is here. He has the Moss. 1 secured. 2. His teammate falls in the meanwhile, and he is traded swiftly thereafter. 1v3 for Woody. Make that a none v3. I believe he was on the flank. He was found by the op of Henny, that hero rifle, or that hero op, finally coming to fruition and finding a kill. Scrappy starts, and ODDIK They're the CT side, the defense. They're going to struggle more economically than the Red Canids.
Begun the Force by Wars have.
Truly have in earnest.
Yep, with the MP9s, the Deagle, the 5.7. Now, the MP9 holding out range on B site, it's a very disadvantageous duel for the SMG. Matios be very lucky to get a kill out of that situation at that range. And to let them get close, he runs the risk of being overrun. Certain angles, David all the way through the generator, takes down Matios, speaking of. And I think this might finally be an end. Never mind, now that Case Locks gets one back on the Coldzera, this round is probably blown wide open. M4 tossed over.
No kit and not a lot of time means they're probably holding for exits.
Yeah, I think a save is definitely the better call. I thought they were going to start spurring it after that kill back, but it's a wise call.
Lurk middle. Coldzera's been pretty separated from his crew. 3-2. Red Canids finally taking away the lead, getting 2 in a row and keeping 4/5 of the team up. Helps their T-side economy.
Terrorists win.
ODDIK, though, still have some investment in this round number 6. Good opportunity for them to hopefully tie things up.
Well, the saved guns are going to facilitate basically another force buy here from ODDIK, but the lead has swapped over to Red Canids very swiftly. Their T-side finding success here on Vertigo. They are slightly T-sided, the Red Canids, about a 1% increase, 52 to 51% when it comes to the attack. The boost for Case Locks finds nothing as the B take here from the T-side. Matios at Generator cannot find anything at all. And honestly, if you're ODDIK, you could just go for another save. Would not be a bad idea.
Good, but this T-side economy running rampant is definitely a worrying sign. Amadeus realized he only has body armor, not head armor, so he needs to be careful. ODDIK saving yet again. Difficult thing to see, but I mentioned probably worth it for the Kevlar. Bomb will go off. 4 will be secured. Red Canids building up a T-side economy very quickly. And Red Canids have done very well to find a lot of B control for nothing. Just race forward, clear out Generator. They know that ODDIK are playing respectfully. It's hard read.
Terrorists win.
Stabilizing their T-side start.
That's going to stabilize indeed for the T side, but for the CT side, they continue to struggle getting anything going. The B side incredibly vulnerable, and there is no doubt as to why Red Canids are starting to go towards B again here. An aggressive push down ramp, despite the flashes, does go the way of the Red Canids. David takes down Matios as well. Woody's rotating into defend. The site's pretty much free for the take. Now that Knight is here, there is a chance for a hole, but they're already down 2 players. David's the only player low on the Red Canids. The nade will not finish him off either. And I think now they're realizing it's probably a good idea to rotate the other direction. Henny shotgun hopping up onto Case Locks, entering with the big green gun. A site open, bomb going down. 5 on the board for the Red Canids. Just what can Knight and Woody do, or not do, to end this round? The only thing up in the air. But Red Canids looking great on the T side of Vertigo. Now, where is this kind of Red Canids on Dust 2, on Mirage, on Ancient?
It's comfortable. I think they have a hard read, like I said. Knowing the tendencies, knowing how to hit those early duels. Be good for one night. They've been hunted down those MP9. Shouldn't be long for this world.
Terrorists
comes in. Coldzera gets the kill. 2-5. Red Canids running away with their map pick. ODDIK, though, gonna go for the investment. Op for Woody is in play. MP9 again for Matios. Tog's probably going to be something similar. A FAMAS instead. Never seen a full rifle buy from this ODDIK side as of yet, and we are over halfway through this first half.
Op from Woody is the major change here. And it finds death. Henny aggressive with the big green. Swings out wide. And Woody shut down. The Op upgrade that Red Canids needed. Showing up in a big way with elimination on the line. Acelocks picks up the Op with his fallen leader. Looking for something, but he finds the spray of Nithon that seemed to be endless.
It's 2 kills to the smoke now for Nithon.
Yeah. And Nate, I'm starting to wonder if we're going to be getting ready for Anubis here real quick, because I see nothing from ODDIK that gives me any form of confidence that this map is salvageable.
Stop going for these aggressive peaks. They need to wait.
But when they wait on B, they just get stomped.
They can't hide on B. They need to wait on B. You can't just only play generator and not expect to die. You play headshot. You have to play back sight. Bait and switch. Worked on the pistol. Bait and switch. See why it couldn't work now. E-site free and open. Again, it's just a firm read of the situation. Matios and Tog should be trying to save. Question is, will they be allowed to? Matios going for that op. Red Canids likely know where it is, and they'll probably try to hunt that player down if he grabs it. He'll find one. Struggling. He'll find one. Coldzera gets the trade. Matios now is going to be hemmed in from every direction. From the op of Henny will win that second Opper's duel. And there's a very quick tactical timeout coming out from ODDIK. The second one in this first half. Their money's not good enough for a buy. Probably a half with some pistols. The ball needs to get rolling quick or it's going to be over sooner rather than later.
Well, for ODDIK, already seems to be scraping the bottom of the barrel here. What to do to bring this back in under some form of control. What is Togs going to invest into? Armor. MP9, only one rifle. That's going to be on case locks. Matios and Naite, 1 kill apiece, Nate. That's the B duo typically. A statistical testament to the lack of success on that B side.
Both of those two were having good impact yesterday as well.
And on the first map.
Yeah. Everybody was having good impact on the first map. Good damage on the Matios and Woody. Two pistol players. Matios is playing a different angle. Double stack. Woody off angle towards middle. And Red Canids content in waiting, knowing the economy of ODDIK is off kilter, and waiting for them to make the first move in a bid for information.
The broken buy of ODDIK does favor the close range angles. They still have to win those fights. And that is something they have not really done consistently at all on this map. Very similar to the first map of this series, but it just seems more dismal. Tog gets cleared by 3. Trade there from pace locks on the boost, but it's a damaging trade as well. Naite eats some damage. Molotovs and smokes coming into the site. Flash is going high. The bomb is the only one aggressing up ramp. Coldzera's coming up the side, And Naite will shut down Venom Zeta. Good, never mind, not a good clear from Cold as Naite gets another all up to David Deus on the flank, and ODDIK is actually going to tie this up, or not tie this up, but win a round, a critical round, which came from nothing. Red Canids played too tired, too slow, and they gave ODDIK the opportunity to win a couple of fights and win the round by virtue of it.
Close range angles, as you mentioned, for the pistols and the SMGs do pan out. Good boost from the rifle as well to open up the docket in their favor. And that last second kind of aggression can work out, as it has for Red Canids throughout this half, but it can also bite you, as it did there. That player on the flank, no time to activate, forced to save. He now has another op in hand, another chance at bat to rival the likes of Henny, who has looked the better opper in this series thus far. Red Canids again, a heavy lean towards ramps, slowly showing control / presence, hoping ODDIK decide to get aggressive.
Spray from Mateos, preemptive behind the half wall. Utility being prepped by the solo holder of the B site. Smoke down on the stairs. Grabs more utility. Now there's a peek from Henny, who strikes on the Mateos. Dogs coming in, swaps to util. Molly's a little bit late. A second one comes in. Blocks Dogs fight. He does get one, but he's severely damaged on the spray. 3 players here fast on rotation from ODDIK. Dogs both down, but Case Lock's around double. Needs to get this around the smoke too. Time is still favorable for Red Canids. And Case Lock is slowed down to 1 HP on the initial damage. Henny strikes for another in the round. And Case Lock's has run for the hills. He's run for his life. A 7th now confirmed for Red Canids. The only question mark is whether or not Case Locks will be able to save, because the hunt is on for him. Why wouldn't Red Canids hunt? They have all the money in the world to go for this.
It looked quite good for ODDIK as well. They had the right rotations, the right read. Their player on site walking into that angle. I'm not sure why you'd walk to the right of the box, the default box there. A shoulder peek towards wood is at most what you should be doing, and that's a fast walk, a fast swing. It's not a walk. The opening given away, but again, the rotation seemed solid. Spam and the overall read of the situation from Red Canids was too good. Case Locks, I like the angle. A little too quick on the trigger means that quick trade from Nithon is inevitable. 7-3. ODDIK, by the graces of their half-by victory, will have one more investment before their economy is in tatters. At this point, a 5-7 seems like the minimum required. 4-8 might be recoverable with pistol. The 3-9 puts them too far behind.
Even the 7-5 is going to be tough, because ODDIK's T side, 48.4% win rate. Not fantastic. Not great. Their CT side, where they make the most of their Vertigo rounds, 53%. Can't even get to 50. Mateos will open things up at least. Woody aggressive in middle. Does catch Cold Jared, trying to jiggle through middle as well. Double opening advantage for ODDIK here, trying to get a couple of the last rounds together. Make it a viable half. Would require a lot round plus more. Venom Zeta walking in. Domed by Naite. Mateos eliminated David in the interim as well. Henny, last one standing with the op in hand. 1v5 up front. He does get the first one, but Case Lock on the flank. Could drop him, grab him. Will not go for the double op though, and that makes a lot of sense. It's Vertigo. You don't want that secondary op on Vertigo most of the time. And so, last round of the half. ODDIK a chance to make this survivable. But they have to convert this round.
5-7 definitely feels recoverable, especially given yesterday's performance. Again, that long streak and that confidence from Red Canids does not bode well going forward. Missed smoke as well. That was for ramp. Makes things even more difficult for this defense. He said again, just grouping up bottom ramp and slowly walking for control. Not being challenged, and they know it. They know that ODDIK are too scared to try and rival them on the ramp proper.
Day watches them come through. Case lock's only good for one. Counter utility being thrown. Ninth Day spots the cross. Nade goes in. No bomb plant yet. A little bit of chip on the cold zero. Side hole 1. 3 on site. Ninth Day 1. Dogs loses a duel. Uncharacteristic loss for him into a 3v3 retake. Nithon, that's a huge one to find Ninth Day. Mathios and Woody. Last one just getting David working around behind, but there's a big one from Mathios. Woody still trying to find one. He's coming in through CT. Over towards side hole. Nithon makes his play. Davideus on headshot. Big one from Mathios. Shadow shows Woody down. Mathios, another one. And somehow, some way, ODDIK have found a way to get 5. It's survivable. They need the pistol when we return from the break.
Show me love, taking this pure heart of mine, high above, we go off in the night, we live in the red lights, man, let 'em need, you can see right, we go low. Show me love, taking this pure heart of mine, high above, we go off in the night, we live in the red lights, I need, you can see right, but we go low.
Slow start for ODDIK ends at a rather contentious 5-7 as they manage to stem the bleeding in the dying embers of the first half. Let's look at a brief tech pause to start this one off. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action. And the Red Canids start their CT side. Double dually super soldiers, Nithon and Davideus. Flash for Henny, he was the one that dropped those pistols. ODDIK, what is their investment? A Molotov for Woody. And a smoke bought by Woody dropped over to Mathios. or some sort of execute. See which direction they elect to go. Red Canids, 2B, 3A, 2A, 1 mid, 2B, I should say. Python, here to defend A with double dualies at side hall.
David here's the train coming up to drop, and he sprays away. Colter has another one. David has two. Case Locks finally gets one back, but this is a hyper necessary pistol round for ODDIK to really have an opportunity to pull this one back into. Red Canids will get to potentially 9, even 10 rounds off of the back of this pistol round victory. And for ODDIK, they're sitting back and waiting for pushes now on the T side pistol. Despite the bomb being in the firm possession of Red Canids, Woody's looking for something now. Case Locks is coming through. This is not going to be an easy retake. Even 1-for-1 trade is going to be difficult, and you can't afford that when you're down 2v4.
Not going to be trades, has to be outright duels, and Woody has no armor. Case Locks, good opportunity there, but doesn't quite hit the headshots. He knows where they both are. The issue is Davideus' timely swing does him in. Woody will throw the Molotov. To do something with it. Does get one over the top the flames and a push onto a second. Okay, things are getting interesting, but the lack of HP and more importantly, lack of Kevlar should be seal his fate. Getting the body shot damage at range from the USB. 8-5. Red Canids back in the winning column. ODDIK likely on a save.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go for a full investment here. A couple of nades. Maybe a P250, but I don't think so given the money. Just 2 HEs. But hey, Red Canids won a Glock round. ODDIK can too, right? That's how this works. Oh, Venom Zeta so lucky to survive the double nade. He's got help now. And Henny will take care of the first drop.
Hold the second. Dogs up middle. Got a lot of control. The Glock just lacks that firepower. Woody is low. Mattheos and Knight there behind him. Should not be a round for much longer. 3 should be caught here momentarily. Bomb plant is at this point out of the question. Wing comes through from the Glock. They do combine for 1. And think on the Henny. We're seeing a repeat of the Glock round from last half, but they're both lit. Could not be possible. And he gets away. And Cold Zero is here to play. 9-5 secured. Rifles will come through for ODDIK, but they need to win rounds. And much like last map, not look back once they get the rifles in hand.
Yep. It's got to be a straight shot to the top for ODDIK. And Henny has that op on the CT side. That is going to be very difficult for ODDIK to deal with. They do not look comfortable on this map. And Henny done great on the T side, let alone on the defense where it's easier. The road seems to get harder and harder for ODDIK. We'll see how much longer they can survive on Vertigo, if they can turn the tide, qualify for ESL Challenger Atlanta. Red Canids can survive to fight one more map and turn this into essentially a best of 1. It's a very slow start here.
No one wants to go by the opening. Finally, something up the ramp. There's a contact play. Venom Zero for Case Locks was the trade. That's the star for ODDIK taken down in this map. Don't have much to show for it. 50 seconds left. 3 here. Rush to the side hall. Good kill from Togs. Big one to find. Henny flashed, bagged. No answer. ODDIK. Transition is an outright take. Knight they taking space. They catch Knighton from the side. The timing is perfect. Exemplary. 3-1 onto the Famas wielder. Second one in the smoke should belong to the world. The player in elevator will get 1 WS. Insight finds 2 as the bomb goes down, leaving just Togs in the clutch. He'll get the trade. Now it's cold. Timing is everything, and the timing for Togs is perfect. He'll clutch up in the 1v1. He won't grab the op either. He will give ODDIK some breathing room. They'll reinvest what they can. Red Canids, though, bolstered by what was a very tight round with only one player surviving on the opposing team, might just be goaded into a force buy.
They're going to take their time out here, their first of this map, and discuss whether or not to go all in, and I think this is a good call. You have a little bit of buffer, you can use that timeout, and you can elect to try something interesting with the force buy, which they are going to commit to. David going straight for the M4, MP9's on a pair, Henny on a Deagle, and Cold Zero on a 5.7. I think part of the reason why they don't save the op on the ODDIK side is, one, they don't want to give it back to Red Canids and force them to reinvest into it. Two, I don't know how confident Woody is T-side opping on Vertigo. It's not the easiest map to T-side op on. We saw Henny taking the first duels with it. Not very many op IGLs are capable of taking those first duels. Henny is not an op IGL. His sole role, Henny go kill. So he doesn't have all of the extra brain power dedicated to directing traffic. Woody does. So I do like the call of sticking with the rifles here, at least in the early stages of this half for ODDIK. Have more freedom, more mobility, more fluidity. Work around, see what gets offered up to you. So far, very passive hold from the CTs on this half buy, or this force buy.
Very passive. ODDIK to walk into their crosshairs. ODDIK starting their troll up A. Minute 10 mark. Just a straight contact call. Knight, they clearing out all the angles again. Probably going to stand back, and now he'll clear out sight proper. Spot comes in for the MP9. They're taking down the second one, spotted as well. The spam will not connect on the part of the ninth day, but he will survive at least. Henny, though, slinking in around the smoke. This close range 5.7 is a very dangerous beast indeed. And Venom Zera going down the side hall. He is looking for this. Oh, it's a pixel angle, and he finds it clean. Nade will pop up in the smoke, and that will dash Henny's hopes. Davideos on the hero M4 is good for 1 and nothing more. Cold Zera, the last one alive under heaven. Looking for a push into a one-on-one duel. He will get that. The rifle goes flying across the map. No chance to recover that. Zera spotted and done by Woody, the IGL. Good round from ODDIK. A little bit touch and go, a little bit scared. But they do their due diligence. They clear everything out, and they make sure that there's no safe haven for any pistols to slip into the site unnoticed.
Yeah, that's one thing ODDIK do really well against the pistols, mate.
Yeah, they do well on T side. Against pistols on the CT side is a different story.
Yeah, that's a good qualifier.
You go for Davideos. Flash for Henny. Nothing much else on the CT side, but we've seen Glocks do it. USPs could most certainly do the same.
Might be a little more difficult. There is a stack, though, over on B, and that almost yielded fruit on Ancient. But, however, ODDIK will clear out one. That's Henny going down, the lurker. A site discovered to be free. And Naite going hunting, looking for money. He wants the big bucks. So now he's going to drop into a meat grinder.
See the shadow on the other side of Jen, I believe.
Yeah, he's
spotted. Davideos is the tertiary target.
I like how disciplined he clears that.
I like the drop, but again, I feel like he saw the player Jen first.
I think he did, but he wanted to make sure there was nobody around the left corner, because that's more important to fight, because he can hide from the Gen player. Clear that angle out and secure a kill first.
Fair. Two players are hemmed in, but ODDIK know they don't have to press the issue because it's just pistols. What's the point in hunting those down? Smart call to keep forward live, build up this T-side economy quickly. And again, they're within striking distance now. 8 to 9. Red Canids have rifles on deck again, but no op. Lackluster utility. No kit either. Davideos could sell his helmet and buy one of those. That comes to bite them. It could be monumental in terms of shifting the momentum over to ODDIK.
Yeah, already 3 in a row for ODDIK. And they lost the opening pistol here. Much the same as Ancient, as a matter of fact. Athios takes a little bit of damage, down to 56 HP. Flash over for the ramp peak, though. And Venom Zeta takes a fight, runs into 3, and is put down swiftly. Good start for ODDIK on the gun rounds. Opening pick goes their way. A little bit of a boost, given since it's a peak from CT side. But counter utility going through. ODDIK bide their time. Look for openings, peek around, prod and poke. And what a rotation from Red Canids. They're abandoning the A site entirely. Gambling on a B stairs push, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it, and unfortunately for them, that gamble's not going to pay off. And he finds Mathios. That will send ODDIK towards A. Python's already expecting this, falling back to elevator. Seem to offer some resistance, but Red Canids, these proactive rotations back and forth, might be their undoing. Where is the bomb going? Where's ODDIK going? What is their decision been? Looks like B. 30 seconds left. Time is a factor. We're at sub 30. They need to make a decision, and it looks like B is the call. They'll clear out the close angles. There is somebody here, actually 2 with Davideos rotating back. Zera could be a quick rotation as well. Davideos only good for 1. K-Slock's quick control of the site. The issue is he has no support here. He has to get this bomb down. Togs jumping over. Does find 1. Woody is finally here to support. Smoke down in case the Molotov comes through. Woody will duel as best he can, finding 1 before falling. Togs in middle needs to be very quick on this rotation. Cold Zera nearly found his teammate. Togs and K-Slocks combined fire. Rotation comes through at the nick of time. ODDIK tie things up at 9 a pop, shutting down the rifle round of Red Canids.
That's a huge one to win for ODDIK, because now it gives them a prime opportunity to take away a lead. Would be their first lead on this map since the pistol. Actually, no, it would be their first lead entirely on this map. No, they did win the pistol. Excuse me. They lost to Glock. That's why it seems like they really haven't had a lead. Mathios, 1 off the lead. It's a half-buy investment from Red Canids. Venom Zeta's MP9 does a little bit of damage, but nothing really significant. And he will have to fall away. Both him and Volterra have armor with MP9s. There's pistols for the other 2, Henny and Nithon. ODDIK look to be probing, though. They're not looking to commit to anything yet. They're just poking around, figuring out what the play is from their opposition. It's very disciplined. It's very accurate to the situation at hand. You do not want to run into a stack. You do not want to give over a bunch of guns to the opposition, especially to that CT side economy, which is struggling heavily right now. Don't let them back in.
Running out of time. Last round was down to 7 seconds remaining. Sub minute now. Finally decide on B, but on the edge of the smoke, Henny does good damage. Can't quite get that kill. Hold Zera a trade. Zera victory short-lived. Right, the probing does work in this round, but they meet more resistance like they do in the rifle rounds. They will quickly run out of time.
Oh yeah, no, the probing only works to this effect because of the lack of investment in their opposition. That's a nice one from Togs, and K-Slocks on 5 HP gets the last. No saved armor, no saved AKs for Red Canids, and this will be their timeout, their second of this game. And a very timely one at that, as Henny does have his op again, but Red Canids are starting to see the writing on the wall again. ODDIK pulling it back, making it viable. 5 in a row on their T side now. 3 more, and it's over. ODDIK qualify for Atlanta. Red Canids need to stop the bleeding now. You're first aid certified, Nate. How do they apply the tourniquet?
I'm wilderness first aid certified, okay? Gotta add that qualifier. You just turn it around until they stop bleeding. That's how it works. It's a very, very easy piece of util to use. Not sure there are tourniquets in Counter-Strike, though. More of a Tarkov thing.
How about for the round count, though?
Maybe a metaphorical. Yeah. We can turn something. Give them a 10th. 8Ks for ODDIK across the board. Woody's not trifling with that op. I like the call. He's been doing well for himself on the rifle. Op is here for Henny yet again. He's had a decent map, but can he sway tides back into his team's favor? It's this T side. Down the bottom of ramp is the call. Venom Zera flashed in, finds Woody. Look of ODDIK, though, is towards B, and they'll make inroads in response. Davide's back of sight, good for one. Cold Zera supporting, complimenting expertly, two for him. I like the change of pace from ODDIK, but the execution isn't there. Pogs is the last. He holds that middle press. Down to 1v5. Python here is one casualty, at least some damage done by ODDIK, but I don't see him getting more than at most one more kill.
Well, here's something to note, too. 4 alive for Red Canids is huge. Their CT economy, they've not been able to really establish it in the last few rounds. Their utility will be strong again if they can keep these players alive. Their reinvestments or lack thereof will be huge to any further reinvestments moving down the line. If Togs can get one more, maybe two, that's where it becomes a little more expensive, and he's got to make a decision whether or not he goes for death or he saves. He's going to have to save here because he's about out of time. Red Canids more than content to let him live. They can't afford to lose more guns. But we're tied at 10 now. Another buy up from ODDIK, who have one more timeout. Too early to use their timeout, I would say. But off the back of a very timely pause in the action, Red Canids are able to get this one tied. Get around back, 1st and 5. The op wasn't even needed either. Davide they use huge on the rifle. Cold Zera came through as well. The fact that David gets one blind, too, is absolutely massive.
Kill on the first, but he was full blind and he had support from Cold Zera to boot. Very huge kill. Early duels towards B now. Davideos being tested once more. Oh, those nades pop just slightly too far. That one underneath the lip does nothing. Davideos. And rounding side hall, Nython at sandbags. Hit for tap with Venom Zera as a third tertiary contact is the one to finish off Nython. Davideos back of sight does so much damage. And it'll actually finish off one. Matios dropped. Davideos taking next to nothing as well. ODDIK beginning to fall flat right as they get confidence, right as they get the ball rolling. Window is shut upon them. Pogs and Woody, the final pair. Good damage done by their team, but no kills to be seen as of yet. Woody on the op for this player. Elevator will finally make a dent on this T side, taking down Venom Zera. 45 seconds left. Where is the bomb? Is it on the B stairs? B steps? If I had to guess, it is. Either there or B or a ramp. Transition between the two kind of hides it on the map.
I think it's closer to a ramp because Woody just dropped down ladder. Saw nothing. No bomb on his back. And ODDIK are going to save this, it looks like. Togs can drop that rifle over tonight, Day. Woody still has utility. And a lead back for Red Canids here in late stages of this game, of this map. Everything becoming more and more important. This the economy becoming established is huge. As we get into the dying embers of map number 2. Anubis our third and final if required. It's not over yet, but ODDIK might be wanting to take a timeout here because their last couple of rounds have not looked great. They've been read perfectly. The Red Canids individuals are popping off and taking them down. All down, really, to this round for ODDIK. They lose it. 12-10. Double map point. Massive opportunity for the Red Canids, and there's a good flash and push. K-Slugs with 2. The bomb will move up to A. The rotations are here. A lineup for Colzetta, and he knocks down the pair, bringing it back to a level 3 versus 3. Matthew smokes off Elevator. watches for a flash, plays anti-flash as his teammate's utility reins in to gain more control of sight. But ODDIK does not have to force to A. It can go to B, and that's exactly what Togs is doing. He's establishing a beachhead here. As the bomb rotates away, Mattheos grouping up. Woody getting ready to knife out here. Mattheos hoping somebody peeks him. Egging them on, praying for a freebie. As Togs waits on the B side, bomb will go down. And it's been read by the Red Canids. But can they do anything to stop it? No Molotovs, no HEs, just smokes and flashes for the CT side retake. Kits on all three. OP and AKs across the board. And 1A, 1S on coldzera. The bomb plant yet to come through. Now on site. Smoke down. Henny drops Mattheos on the flank. Opportunity. Woody misses a critical shot onto David. And that might just spell curtains for ODDIK here. Unless Togs can pull off the impossible again. Sprays very early. I don't know if he heard Henny or was just going for a pre-fire. So that smoke might just torpedo his chances. Big headshot. Smoke goes too low. Over goes another one. Togs are on it. Togs has got a spray. And he dies after the bomb is defused. Map point for Red Canids. And a chance to take us to a third.
Woody pressing with the op is certainly an idea.
That's a good way to put it.
The issue is they had two disparate ideas. Get the bomb down ASAP, try to force the Red Canids to expedite their retake, or alternatively, you can do is you can just wait for one of those players to amble into the site thinking he has more control than he does and get the kill there. The issue is they didn't wait long enough, or they waited too long. They need to commit to one of those two. They were committing to that wait. Instead, that they forced the second player onto site to plant. And that is their undoing. Of course, the op forcing the duel does not help either. But at least with the bomb plant, they have a buy. 4 AKs and a Galil. Decent enough utility. The Canids have the momentum, and they have the better of the weaponry with that op on Henny, but doable. I liked the idea from ODDIK as well. The early push towards A was not respected. They found 2. In turn, they didn't respect the potential for 3 and 4 to be present on the site as well. coldzera a big double in response to bring it back from what could have been a very difficult prospect.
Hold cheer for the CT side, finding nothing yet. A good boost for Nithon will actually spot the Molotov, give him a little bit of an idea of what's possibly happening. Togs up the off angle, big headshot onto coldzera, probing for information. Henny around the corner will not get tested yet. Mattheos grabs the bomb and brings it over towards A. Nithon on Venom's out of here to receive the kick. Woody takes some damage. Counter utility being used. Molotov for the boost. It's not going to be a boost play here. Players on site. Extra rotation from Davi, who's coming through as well. Creep towards ramp. They're not ready for it. They got utility in hand. And Case Lux again. Double entry up on towards the A side. Making a triple entry. The hat trick and all headshots. Massive play from him to try and push to overtime. As the bomb goes down on A. Henny has the op and he's in T-spawn. Most likely going to save. And ODDIK push us to max rounds.
Save would be good. It means he can drop an M4 over to Davideos. Might actually be required to really get a solid buy on this CT side. So a lot riding on this save. Mattheos can go find himself an upgrade in the meanwhile for his Galil. Massive round to find those dinks from the A1S went through the metal boarding.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they did no damage. Ever so slightly off the mark. It did get one before falling, but Case also goes that double entry. It's huge. ODDIK realized how important that hunt might be. They only lose. Okay, never mind. I would say they lose one, but they forgot about the bomb radius. It's a circle, or it's a sphere, I should say, not a circle. That becomes a far more costly round than they probably hoped for. Mattheos going to be on a Galil. Red Canids, though. Their economy also hamstrung because of it. That MP9 in play, and no kit for the final round of regulation.
No kit is huge. MP9 for David. Lack of helmets on 3, including the Opera. Mattheos Galil, though, mowed down by the MP9, does about half damage to it. So opening pick goes the way of the Red Canids, and that's a very good sign for them on round 24. Try and salt this one away, take their map pick, and move to Anubis. Third and final. Qualifier would be decided by virtue of one map at that point. Togs looking around the smoke. May just spot something, but Henny strikes again. This time his first of the round. The op having big impact here for Henny. That's a huge bit of information as Woody spots David throwing the flash just as the smoke expires. Nades and Molotovs raining into middle. Molotov to clear back pillar. Venom Zeta coming up towards Generator. More utility flying through as the bomb will go down on B. 4v3 retake for the Red Canids. Again, no kit. As you mentioned, Case Fox around. Two with a Generator lineup as he gets around the smoke. Henny's coming through. Colter attack down low. More utility. Timing goes against Henny. Colter is somehow still alive, but Case Fox put down. Woody trades. Overtime looming as Henny has to clutch up with the op. Again, no defuse kit. Not even sure if he has a sidearm either. Henny looking up, taken out by Togs, and we are not done with Vertigo just yet. Overtime is forthcoming on the 51st floor.
ODDIK manage a comeback in spite of making it difficult on themselves and their opponents playing well. They still get it to this even footing once more. 12-12. Money no longer an issue for either side. Woody, in light of that, is going to pull out an op to rival the likes of Henny. Rather liked his riflery, but we'll see if it pays off. Early lean towards B and perhaps an outright execute as 4 are here too through early flashes. Just to get them on a rather aggressive position. Amadeus has been a menace on this site. He gets a spot early, trying to get the kill. He will succeed in both endeavors. Split targets and 2 found with ease. The third Case Locks is sent packing with no inroads, and I like ODDIK again changing up the pace. He cannot take the headshot duels versus Davideos.
No, you can't. He has been awesome for the Red Canids here. This is a player with a lot of experience, former 9Z member, including an IEM Dallas playoff appearance. I would say he's probably the third most internationally experienced player on the Red Canids.
2 clear frontrunners.
There is a definitely clear frontrunner. Somebody who was in the GOAT conversation for a while. Hogs, 1 for 1. Only 1 kill on the round for ODDIK. Another rough T-side round for them. And they will use a tactical timeout in overtime. I believe that's their third and final. And to me, it seems like they're putting everything into these last 2 rounds of this T-half. They want both.
It was a slightly T-sided affair in regulation. It was 7-5 if you recall. As you mentioned, ODDIK went 2. Full utility. Never a doubt in overtime, of course. Woody will once again bring out the big green, sending his money quite low. I honestly really like the look of 5 rifles on this team, so we'll see exactly how they play around the op. Didn't have any effect last round, but it'll be different on this one. Actually, it's trying to rival Henny on ramp. Banking on that side hull peek that we saw multiple rounds in regulation. Henny's not there. Where is Henny?
Henny is over on A.
He's on A, but he's not peeking side hull. He's much more towards ramp / jump up. Elevator, I think.
Now he's rotating over toward heaven. Very interesting.
Dios' lurk has pulled a second over to B. Minute left. No inroads, no contact proper anywhere. We've seen Dogs finally slinking up middle. Nithon has been holding this for a good bit. Mathios as well is going to show presence towards B while Davideos spams. Good nade. 45 seconds left. Time is of the essence. Bomb is still down.
Mm-hmm. We've seen this happen for ODDIK where they run the clock down way too low. One thing goes wrong, the whole round kaput. Seen the same for Red Canids. So the same for Bestia. And ODDIK are making a rotational play with 24 seconds on the clock?
E.
There's no
Name of the
time,
game.
it's over.
Mathios got the opening, though. There's only one player here, and he's far back. They have sight. 10 seconds left. Cold Zera. Generator trying to do something. Swing around timing. He will get one. Spotting a second. Doesn't quite get the kill. He's dancing. Gets so much damage on the Mathios before he's straight. And Woody shotgun opening, though, drops Nithon and maintains a tenuous advantage. Henny and Venom Zera trying to retake. Henny finds one. Pogs, though, a double in response. And ODDIK again down to the wire. Again, touch and go. But they make it work. Pogs, a tremendous individual performance from both him and Case Locks. Woody as well. The shotgun upping comes in clutch. These rounds are being flown by the seat of their pants for ODDIK.
Yeah, they are. So late, no room for error. They find a way to pull it off. The no-scope from Woody really helped them solidify that. That could have gone terribly wrong if he goes down early. They were already hemorrhaging players. Nice day. Does not get 8 damage on that little right click thrown, but a lot of damage taken overall on this ODDIK side. Red Canids going to lock this down, but set up flame damage. He retreats back towards site, and he's off. Taking shots, spotted. More utility raining through. ODDIK throwing all their utility on this A site take, which they have not fully committed to yet either. They can still back away. They can still try something else. We're at 13 all. Henny back on Cat now with that op in hand. Slow, steady. And a lot of utility given up for no ground gained. Red Canids, they can grab 14. Just need 2 on the T side. They can take this one over. Go to a third. ODDIK are still here.
Not a lot of utility left for Red Canids, more so than ODDIK. They have enough for a re-exec. You need to be careful of this pop of Henny, which finally strikes back from heaven. Pop of Woody, though, tit for tat, drops Nithon in turn. 30 seconds left. Still a good amount of time for this site take, and Henny is punished through that smoke down to 28. Plant will finally be attempted. Won't be challenged either. Mathios, the head of side hall, delicately dancing. Could find Cold on the timing. It's all on this beak. I think Cold got the spot there. Try to clear, and Cold Zera will not miss the shot. Doubling down even. Nightday and Woody both have to do it all, and David jumping up. Davideos. Final 2. Totally unexpected on that no respect jump. 14-13 for Red Canids on their CT side of the first bout of overtime. 2 rounds separate them from a belabored and hard-fought victory on map 2.
ODDIK now to lock it down on their CT side. Red Canids going to where they got 7. Looking to put it back into cruise control. Go to a third. Try to qualify for ESL Challenger Atlanta. David's been incredible. Cold and Henny have also been very strong. Nithon and Venom Zeta not needed all too much for the Red Canids. For ODDIK, it's been the Togs and Case Locks show. A little bit of help from Woody. The fact that ODDIK are keeping pace with Red Canids, considering the kill counts, is kind of crazy. Also, just the kind of performance which Davideus has had in this game. This tactical time, this technical bonds, excuse me. Runs on.
I highlight as well in the head-to-head yesterday. Nightday was top in terms of rating for this team. 54 kills over 3 maps. Just barely tying it up at his KDR. Case Locks was close behind at 52 and 51. And Togs was the one having a tough time for the likes of ODDIK. And we're coming back to the cams, albeit briefly, hopefully, for this technical pause. But that was the theme yesterday as well, Boggs, was the fact that Red Canids had the higher highs. Davide is at the top of the board, 1.22 rating for both him and Venom Zera. 1.09 for Cold and Henny, and 0.98 for Nithon, whereas the top in terms of individual rating for ODDIK was Nightday at 1.09, tying that third and fourth. So Red Canids still had higher overall performances, but ODDIK just eked by with the victories.
Feels like ODDIK is a slow burn. Meanwhile, Red Canids are more sprinty. You know what I mean? ODDIK is in for the marathon, and Red Canids just sprint multiple times.
Speaking of sprinting, 3 towards B early for Red Canids. Zera lurking in mid as per usual. Henny just looking for a spot to use his op and run distraction. This could be a pace up Red Canids unless ODDIK are ready to rebuke this take.
The B-side hold for ODDIK was non-existent in the first half. And Mattheo's so close and yet so far to opening that one up. Out in the open, but he wins the fight. That wide peak does not get punished this time, Nate. I know you talked about it earlier on in that first half. The wide swing that caused him to fall. But David's also one-shot territory here. It's the op. It's Bogdan's Law. The only HE is far removed, and Woody strikes with his big green. Down goes David. Just Cold, Henny, and Nithon alive. No damage. Okay, 4 points of damage if you want to be nitpicky. Taken by ODDIK. And what a win by Togs, too. Watching the top of the smoke. Cold pops up. Knocked back down. It's whack-a-mole with Togs. And Henny and Nithon, the last two standing. No utilities at the smoke left. And Mattheos engaged with, not removed. More utility used to wall them off. Time is dwindling down. Woody doesn't even need to take a shot. We should be getting a tie ball game here in a matter of moments. How much damage can Red Canids do more so than around? Time is low. Nithon running around. Runs into Mattheos with that first fight. Woody though strikes another. So Eddie crossing up. Put down by Nightday. The B site locked down by ODDIK. If they want to take this one in overtime, that's exactly the start they need.
More confidence on that B site hold as well is exactly what I wanted to see. It was Mattheos jumping up double, tagging down Davideos. And you mentioned I talked about the cross being punished. I was talking about the slow cross. He tried to peek out from default box while walking. That was not slow. That was quick and that was decisive. And that's what gave ODDIK the opening. Big kill for Mattheos to find. It's been a difficult map for him. Starting it off well in overtime when his team needs him. Slow round for Red Canids. All grouped up outside of B? Outside of B and down below ramp. Waiting for a kill to be given.
Slow and methodical from Red Canids, but keep an eye on a fast, explosive take again. Over towards the B site. Mattheos looking for information. Togs is there with him. The nade does a little bit. Softens up a couple of players. Around the smoke, David's beginning to push on through. A lot comes down to timing here. Mattheos not blind, did one, and maybe a second. He does find the second kill and escapes to double box as well. Nithon being chunked away, although Togs has been removed. Mattheos gets a reload off, and that is critical. He's still alive and kicking, has help coming in from Nightday this time. The off of Eddie forward looks for something. Quick shot down to Mattheos. 3 versus 3, but K-Slox wins the duel out middle against Goldbear. Last 2 players coming up towards A, and Nightday a double headshot around the edge of the smoke. Great work from him, and now ODDIK are 1 round away from claiming the spot at ESL Challenger Atlanta. It is overtime. It's bonus Counter-Strike. And Red Canids use their last timeout as well. Because it is all hinging upon this 1 round.
So it is, and the economy isn't great. Nithon's down to 950 without a rifle in hand. I'm sure one has been dropped on the ground. I'm hoping one has been. There it is. Mattheos and Nightday, though, for ODDIK, waking up at a critical juncture. Doesn't matter if they struggled in the bulk of this map. 2 apiece in that round to secure it for their team, and 2 confident plays as well. Mattheos being very selfless, playing towards the white box, running screens to get a secondary and disparate angle onto the Red Canids defensive on towards B. And the swing from Ninth Day to close it out, finding the final pair. 15-14. It was very much like the map yesterday of Anubis. That was map 3, where ODDIK came back, tied things up, and then secured it in overtime. One was a 16-14 as well. Straight walk up ramp. We've seen this before from Red Canids. That was no different. Davideus running screens, showing presence over towards B. In the meanwhile, trying to pull a rotation perhaps, but no one's biting. Togs into his elevator. Here's the run in. Swat, good swing. Double kill. Third for Ninth Day, and this take has collapsed for Red Canids. 2 versus 5 for Davideus and Henny, the 2 heroes of this team, but this seems like too much to ask. Henny looking desperately, grasping at straws, hoping that someone will give their life away, but they are all playing disciplined and as a unit. Davideus picked apart by Woody. Henny, the recent addition in a 1v5, stuck back in a corner behind the sandbags. Nades rain in, and Ninth Day will put the final nail in the coffin. 16-14, ODDIK pull off a tremendous comeback on Vertigo, their opponent's map pick, to book their spot at ESL Challenger Atlanta.
What a performance from ODDIK in this final. First map 9 in a row to claim victory.